factorize factorize both the numerator and denominator, you get an achieved, okay? Or you can get an achieved by making one error, okay? That's another way of getting an achieved. So next question, if a equals to y to the power of 3 over 4, find an expression for a to the power of 7 in terms of y. Okay, so we can say a to the power of 7. So what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So equals to y to the power of 3 over 4 to the power of 7, okay? So basically, when you do something to power of something, you basically you don't multiply, you just add, okay? So basically, you can just say a to the power of 7 equals to y. So you can just say 3 over 4 added 7 times, okay? So you can just say 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4 7 times, okay? So 3, okay, there's a 7 at the top, so 21 divided by 4 should be your final answer. Yeah, that's your final answer. That gets you an achieved grade here. Alright, solve the equation 2u to the power of 2 over 3 plus 7u to the power of 1 over 3 equals to 4. So basically, I think this is similar to that log question in our BDSC exam for level 2 for algebra. So basically, you're gonna have to let we're gonna say let 1 over 3 u to the power of 1 over 3 be x. Okay, we're gonna substitute that for x. So this means that 2, because it's 2 over u to the power of 2 over 3. Okay. And in order for u to the power of 1 over 3, in order for u to the power of 1 over 3 to become u to the power of 2 over 3, you have to do u, okay? So it has to be u to the power of 1 over 3 times u to the power, times u to the power of, times u to the power of 1 over 3, okay? So it has to be just multiplied both times. So then therefore, if you do this, you get u to the power 2 over 3. Because when you multiply these two, you actually don't multiply, you add, okay? So 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3. So therefore, because you multiply by the same thing twice, it's 2x squared, okay? Plus, okay, that's just 7x equals to 4. We're going to move the 4 to the other side, which means it becomes minus 4. We're going to factorize now. We're going to say 2x and x, okay? So we're going to say plus 4 and minus 1 equals to 0. Oh, sorry, this should be equal 0 here. So equals to 0. So x equals to 1 over 2 or negative 4. So now basically, because we have let u to the power 1 over 3 be x, so basically 1 to the power of 1 over 3 equals to 1/2, or u to the power of 1 over 3 equals to negative 4, okay? And in order to make u the subject of the formula, so since we're doing something to the power of 1 over 3, and we move the 1 over 3 to the other side, we're basically doing u equals to 1 over 2 to the power of 3, okay? Since it's inverse of 1 over 3, okay? So u equals to 1 over 2 to the power of 3, or u equals to negative 4 to the power of 3. So 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2, that equals to u. So therefore u equals to 1 over 8, or so negative 4 to the power of 3. So negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. There's an odd number of negatives, so therefore the answer will be negative. So therefore u will be negative 64. Okay, so those are both of our answers, okay? So to get both of these solutions, we'll get E, okay? To get a merit, we'll solve for x, so therefore we get up to here. So so basically u to the power of 1 over 3 equals to 1/2, or u to the power of 1 over 3 equals to negative 4. To here, we'll get a merit. And to get an achieved, it's basically a correct answer only, or, okay, it's rewriting as a quadratic, so or this will get you an achieved, okay? You don't have to solve to get an achieved, you only have to write out the quadratic to get an achieved. Alright, next question. Just let me remove this rubbish from here real quick. Sorry about that. Unprepared Kevin is always here. You can always laugh when I'm unprepared, eh? Alright, okay. Talia used timber to form the exterior sides of her rectangular garden. The length of the garden is x meters and the area is 50 meters squared. Show that the perimeter of the garden is given by 2x plus 100 divided by x, okay? So because the area equals to 50, so area equals to 50, and area of a rectangle, so area equals to area of the rectangle is width times length. Okay, so we know that the length of the garden is x meters and the area is 50 meters, so therefore 50 equals to width times length, and because length is 50, because the length is x meters, so 50. So we substitute L equals to x, so equals to WX. So 50 divided by x equals to width. Okay, so basically now to find the perimeter of a rectangle is 2 width times 2 length, okay? So 2 length is simply 2x, because x times 2 is 2, so 2x plus 2 times of this, 2 plus 2 times of this, okay? So plus 2 of 50 divided by x, okay? So therefore this can be simplified to 2x plus, so 2 times 50 is 100, so 100 divided by x, okay? That equals to the perimeter, so we're just going to say equals to p, okay? So therefore, that's, that should not be, that's only an achieved level question, okay? So getting the correct answer will get you an achieved question. If she uses 33 meters of timber to build the sides, find the dimensions of the garden. Okay, so she uses 33 meters of timber to build the sides. Okay, therefore, okay, remember the wording, build the sides. So therefore, the perimeter equals to 33. Okay, so 2x plus 100 divided by x equals to p. Okay. Then we're gonna say 2x we're gonna say 2x over 1 plus 100 divided by x equals to p. Therefore, we want to make it the same denominator, so we're going to multiply this by x, so therefore we have to multiply the top by x as well, so 2x squared plus 100 over x, that doesn't change, equals to p. And because it tells you p is 33, we can just substitute p equals 33, so therefore we can say 2x squared divided by x plus 100 equals to 33. Okay, so we're going to move the x to the other side, so we're going to say 2x squared plus 100 equals to 33x. Now we're going to move the 33x back to the other side, so 2x squared minus 33x plus 100 equals to 0. Okay, so this so it has to be 2x and x. I think that has to be 25 and 4, surely. Yeah, it's 25 and 4, and they're both negative, so negative 25 here, negative 4 here, equals to 0. So x equals to 4, and x equals to 12.5, okay? So, therefore, okay, you can say that the dimensions of the garden is 4 times 12.5. Those are the dimensions of the gardens. So if you get the dimensions with all the working, you'll get the excellence grade. To get a merit grade, okay, you're looking at solving for x, okay? So if you solve for x here, you'll get a merit grade. So basically, like the only difference between merit and excellence is between stating the dimensions. Yeah, I think that's pretty stupid, but it is what it is. So to get an achieved, you have to form a quadratic equation. So basically, forming one is up to here. This is the formed quadratic equation that's going to get you an achieved. Alright, moving on to the next question, which is still has not been erased, Kevin. Oh. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me. Bear with me for a second here. Bear with me. David and Sion are competing in a cycle race of 150 kilometers. Sion cycles on average 4 kilometers per hour faster than David and finishes half an hour earlier than David. Find David's average speed. You must use algebra to solve this problem, okay? So the total distance, okay, is 150 kilometers. And let's say David cycles at x kilometers per hour and Sion cycles at x plus 4 kilometers per hour, okay? So you know that that the total distance divided by the speed is equal to the time, okay? So for example, you have a certain distance, 5 meters. Let's say I have 5 meters, right? And I'm moving at 1 meters per second. So if I say 5 divided by 1 meters per second, then I'm going to get 5, right? So this is the same thing here. So 150 kilometers. So x dividing by x, okay, will give us the time that it takes for David to finish. And 150 divided by x plus 4 will give us the amount of time will give us the amount of time that Sion will finish, okay? So you know that Sion finishes half an hour earlier, which means that Sion uses half an hour less than David, okay? So that means 150 divided by x plus 4 will be less than 150 divided by x. So therefore, this is bigger. So 150 divided by x is bigger than 150 divided by x plus 4, okay? You have to remember that, okay? So 150 divided by x minus 150. So because the difference in their times is half an hour, right? So we can just say plus 4. So we're just going to say, because it's half an hour, we'll just say 0.5, okay? Okay? Okay, so because 150 divided by x is more, okay? That will give us a positive number, okay? So basically, now we're just going to be solving this equation, okay? So we're going to make the denominator the same. So we're going to say x squared plus 4x is denominator. Okay, so this first has to be multiplied by 150 multiplied by x plus 4 minus 150 multiplied by x divided by x squared plus 4x equals to 0.5. Okay, so now we're going to say that 150x plus 600 minus 150x, so divided by x squared plus 4x divided by x squared minus plus 4x equals to 0.5. So now you can see that 150x minus 150x, that's both cancelled out. Okay, so that's basically gone. So therefore we can just say 600 divided by x squared plus 4x equals to 0.5, okay? So now we should be able to know that we should move the x squared plus 4x to the other side. So 600 equals to 0.5. x squared plus 2x. Therefore, 0 equals to 0.5x squared plus 2x minus 600. Okay, so this is a bit harder, so it's easier to use the graphics calculator. Okay, so use the graphics calculator to tell you the answer. So I'm just gonna use my graphics calculator real quick. So 0.5x squared plus 2x minus 600 equals to 0. See what this gives us. Okay, so this gives us either, oopsies, oh dang it. Okay, so this gives us x equals to 32.7 or x equals to negative 36.7. So you should know by now that you can't have a negative speed. It's impossible for David and Sion to be cycling negative speed, okay? That's impossible, so we're just going to say that's an impossible solution. And we're going to say that x equals to 32.7 kilometers per hour. Okay, we're going to go back. What did the question ask us? Find David's average speed, okay? So because David's average speed is x, and we found x, so therefore 32.7 kilometers per hour is David's average speed. That's our final answer here. So therefore, if we get all the way up to here, that'll give us an excellence with all the necessary working. To get a merit, okay, we're gonna set up the equation correctly and solve with an error. So basically, what it's telling us is just there's not really a defined method to get a merit, but it's just saying that if you've made a minor mistake, then you'll go down to merit, okay? So basically, it's like either you get it or you don't get it, okay? So this is one of those like one-shot questions. Okay, so we'll move on to the third question, which of course I still have squidgy scribbles. Just bear with me, I just clear this off real quick. Okay, third question. Okay, so simplify, give me your answers of positive exponents. So you know a to the power of 10 divided by 4a to the power of 5, everything to the power of negative 2. Okay, so in order to make the negative 2 a positive 2, we're just going to flip the fraction around. So, okay, so we're going to say 4. We're going to say 4a to the power of 5 divided by a to the power of 10 to the power of 2. And that equals to a 20, because a 10 times a 10 is 10 plus 10, that's 20. And then we have 16, 4 squared, and then a 10. Okay? So now we can say that 16 divided by a to the power of 10. Okay? That should be the answer. Yeah, that's the answer, and that's actually, surprisingly, that's actually a merit question here. To get the achieved grade, numerator or denominator correct. So either this is correct. Oh no, it's not. So either the 16 is correct or the A10 is correct. Okay, or you can say the numerator, or you can say the evidence of solving. So just basically evidence for an achieved will get you an achieved. Okay. So 32 divided by x to the power of 5, whole thing to the power of 3, to the 5th root, okay? So then we're going to say 32 to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 15. So why is it red now? Oh, sorry about that. Black pen. So x to the power of 15 is to the power of 15 because x to the power of 5 times x to the power of 5 times x to the power of 5 is equal to 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's x to the power of 15. Okay, we're going to put that in brackets and then square root 5, okay? So what's 32 to the power of 5? We'll just calculate that with a calculator. We'll say 32 to the power of 5, that's, no, power of 3, sorry, 32 to the power of 3, that's 32,768 divided by x to the power of 15 to the 5th root. So therefore, what to the power 5 equals to 32,768 divided by x to the power 15. So we know that the denominator has to be x to the power 3, because x to the power 3 to the power 5, so that's x to the power 3 multiplied 5 times, and 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is equal to 15, okay? So x to the power 3, and we're going to find the fifth root of 32,768. So you can find this with your graphics calculator, and you should find that it actually equals to 8, okay? So 8 to the power 5 equals to 32,768, okay? So this equals to this. And you can't simplify that any further, so we'll just say that this is a merit here for finding the correct answer. Or you can get numerator or denominator correct. So basically, if you get the 8 or you get the x to the power 3, you'll get an achieved. So either one of them, okay? Alright, moving along. Solving the following equation for t. So 1 divided by t multiplied by t to t minus 1 minus 1 over t equals to 3 divided by t minus 1, okay? Okay, so basically, okay, we're gonna try to have it all have a common denominator, okay? So actually we can just say, okay, we'll do that. Okay, so we say that we can say that t squared minus t divided by 1 minus 1 over t equals to 3 divided by t minus 1. So basically we can try to make the denominators the same, okay? So we're going to say, so we multiply, so we say 1 over t squared minus t minus 1 times t minus 1 t minus 1 equals to 3. I can just ignore that for now. We're going to solve that later. So, okay, so I'm going to say that 1 divided by t squared minus t minus 1 divided by t squared minus t equals to 3 divided by t minus 1. Okay, so 1 minus t minus 1, so that'll be 1 minus t. And remember, a double negative, so a negative here and a negative here, that makes a positive, okay? So that'll be plus 1, okay? So t plus 1 divided by t squared minus t equals to 3t minus 1, okay? So now we're gonna say that, so 2 minus t, so 2 minus t divided by t squared minus t equals to 3t minus 1. So now we're going to cross multiply, so that's here, here, and then here, here, and that is equal to each other. So we're going to say 2 minus t multiplied by t minus 1 equals to t squared minus t multiplied by 3. Okay, so we're going to simplify this. Simplifying this, we're going to get so negative t squared, positive t, positive 3t, and negative 2 equals to 3t squared minus 3t. Okay, so now we're gonna solve. Okay, okay, we're gonna solve here. Okay, so we're running out of space. Just solve it here. So we're gonna say negative t plus 3t minus 2 equals to 3t squared minus 3t. So we're gonna move everything to one side. So we're gonna say negative t squared to the other side. It becomes positive t squared. So 4t squared. 4t squared. 4t squared, positive 3t becomes negative 3t, so negative 3t plus negative 3t, that's negative 6t. And the negative 2 becomes a positive 2 on the other side, so plus 2 equals to 0. So probably, again, it's probably just easiest to use your graphics calculator to do the job for you here. So 4x squared Not for x, it's for t, sorry. Well, it's the same thing, but we'll get the same answers, but it's just better to do this. Plus 2 equals to 0. So you get t equals to 1 over 2, or t equals to 1. Yeah, and that's you're actually not done. Okay, so for example, if you have to substitute t for not minus 1. So now you have to substitute t for 1 and 0.5. Okay, for example, you substitute t equals to 1 into the original formula. So it'll be t. So it'll be 1 multiplied by 1 minus 1. So 1 multiplied by 0 is 0. And what is 1 divided by 0? You actually can't have 1 divided by 0. That's impossible. So t equals to 1 is actually impossible. And you can only have t equals to 0.5. Okay? That's the only solution. So here. Okay? So getting all the way to t equals to 1/2. And only the 1/2 you'll get a merit grade. Okay? Why is it's not working? It's just... iBooks is... So like every once in a while, iBooks is just going to glitch out on me. Okay, so... enough of that. So okay, so if you only have the t equals to 0.5, you'll get a merit grade. Okay, and assuming you don't cross it out, you get an achieved. And if it's only partially solved, then you'll get an achieved. Okay, so basically, if you don't cross it out, you get an achieved. Okay, basically that's it. All right, next question, and it's just forgive me again. Just For what values of k does the graph of the quadratic function y equals to x squared plus 3k minus 1x plus 2k plus 10 never touch the x-axis? If it never touches the x-axis, okay, that means it has no real solutions, okay? Because there's no values for x equals 0, okay? Not x, for y equals 0, there's no real x solutions, okay? So therefore, b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. B squared, so 3k minus 1 whole squared minus 4. Always put it in brackets, so 4 times 1 times 2k plus 10 bracket. So 9k squared minus 6k plus 1 equals to 4 times 2k plus 10, that becomes 8k plus 40, not equals to, what am I doing? So minus that, okay, is less than 0, that's both less than 0, okay? So we can say that 9k squared minus 6k plus 1 minus 8k minus 40 is less than 0. So now we're going to say that 9k squared minus 14k minus 39 is less than 0. Plug into our graphics calculator. Say that 9k squared minus 14k minus 39, and that should give us k equals to negative 13 over 9 or 3. So when k equals to negative 13 over 9 or when k equals to 3, they're not equal to 0, okay? But we want it for when x is less than 0, okay? So this is a positive parabola, so that means the parabola is in the shape of this, okay? So that's the parabola shape, and it's asking you for when it's less than 0, so it's in between, okay, these two. So therefore, the k values are in between these two roots you just found here, okay? So k is either more, well, not either, but it's in between negative 13 minus 9 and k is less than 3. Okay, so here's your final answer, okay? And showing if you get an inequality, okay, that's going to get you an excellence grade if you get up to here. To get the merit grade, you only have the correct solutions for k. To get an achieved, you just acknowledge the fact that b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. So only this gets you an achieved. So only the acknowledgement gets you an achieved, okay? So last question here. Last question. Better hurry up, it's getting late. So sorry. Get rid of everything. Okay, so quadratic equation, mx squared minus m plus 2x plus 2 equals to 0. Okay, so this question is basically the same as the last question, but it's just basically giving me some different stance. Okay, has two positive real roots. That means it has two real roots, and it's cuts the x-axis. Okay, so basically it cuts the x-axis. It has real solutions. That's basically what it's telling us. Okay, so basically it has two positive real roots. So we can say that b squared minus 4ac is greater than it's greater than 0. So b squared, so negative m negative 2. So to see the negative here, you have to expand that, so you get a negative. So you get negative this squared minus 4 times m times 2 is greater than 0. So this squared, okay, that's basically m squared plus 4m plus 4 minus 2 minus 8m is greater than 0. M squared minus 4m plus 4 is greater than 0. And now you just factorize. Okay, so if you can factorize, I'm not sure if you need to use a graphic calculator. No, you can factorize. So just m minus 2 is greater than 0. Therefore, when when m equals to 2, it will equal to 0. Okay, so basically, in order for this to be more than 0, right? So if you have any number, so if, for example, you put m equals to 2, right? If you put m equals to 2, then 2 minus 2, that's 0. 0 times 0 is 0, okay? So that won't be more than 0. But for example, you put any other number in it, okay? For example, you put 6, okay? So for example, like if you put 6, it's 4, that basically equal to 4 squared, because 6 minus 2 is 4, and then 4 multiplied by 6 minus 2, which is 4 times 4, that's 4 squared. So you know that any number squared is a positive number. So if any number squared is a positive number is always bigger than 0. That means that m can be any positive, it can be any real number, okay, except for 2. Because if m is 2, then it'll be equal to 0 and it won't work, okay? So basically you can just say m can be any real number. So for example, like even if m is like for example negative 8, you know that for example we put m equals to negative 8, so negative 8 minus 2, that's negative 10. So negative 10 squared is 100. 100 is still more than 0, because a negative squared is a positive, okay? And a positive number is always bigger than 0. So basically it can be any real number except for 2, okay? Okay, so that's the statement you have to make. So any number but 2 will work, okay, in this situation, okay? So getting up to here with the correct statement will get you excellence. To get merit, okay? To get merit, you're just walking up to here and you're not stating anything, you'll get a merit, okay? To get an achieved, like the last question, to get an achieved, all you have to recognize is that b squared minus 4ac is 0. That's all you have to acknowledge to get an achieved, okay? I think that's it, yeah. Alright, so thank you for watching this walkthrough of the 2015 Level 2 Algebra exam, okay? If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. Yeah, it is getting quite late, so I'm going to cut the video here, okay? Hope you enjoyed, and peace out. See you in the next video.